Environmental monitoring capacity is improving, but we continue to see accelerating environmental degradation worldwide. Earth observation technology has been key to the formation of innovative social, political, and economic response structures, but very often our adaptive responses are undermined by functions and path dependencies of the wider economy. While the reasons for this are politically and logistically complex, there are some central currents emerging directly from the prevailing economic framework that strongly exacerbate the difficulties. Our economic proposition posits that in placing competition as the governing dynamic at a systemic level of operation and hierarchical accumulation as a central feature of the business structure, an economic network architecture has developed that struggles to deliver agreed socio-economic fundamentals, such as even distribution of surplus, social mobility and marketplace diversity, as well as ecological sustainability. We propose to investigate what would happen if an economy is designed not to eliminate competition, but to place cooperation as the systemic dynamic. We're developing a macro-cooperative prototype for this that is both integrated and decentralized. This model is supported by a currency based on increases to the health of living systems. We will be happy to answer any questions relating to the economic structure afterward, but the rest of this presentation will focus on the proposed currency and specifically its technical development. The long-term vision for this currency, introduced here under the working title of Bio-Impact Credits, is a three-tier system designed to harness various dynamics of the real economy to ecological parameters, although this presentation focuses solely on the first one, the microcredit. A microcredit is a high-value credit which can be awarded to individuals and is based on the overall health status of an ecosystem within a basic spatial unit. Zonal credits are reflective of metrics relating to the health and integrity of natural infrastructure, for example waterways or wildlife migration corridors, within governance area boundaries. These can be awarded to communities via local councils or citizen-led public good projects. Efficiency credits can be awarded to national infrastructure or other large companies and are based on aggregate material efficiencies over time, for example annual improvement in energy, carbon or material throughput. Regarding the microcredit, fusing indices of vigour, organisation and resilience, we aim to find a holistic metric of ecological health. The classical definition of a healthy ecosystem as one that is productive while maintaining structure and function over time and in the face of pulse disturbances is descriptive of these three categories. Without going into detail, at a high level we are saying that complexity is the product of dynamical processes drawing in increasing free energy through a unit of mass over time, and that in ecosystems, this two-step between entropy and order expresses as follows. Autocatalytic energy exchange cycles develop, creating order in network architecture and increasing energy uptake from the surrounding system. In other words, productivity and organization emerge. While the action of external complexity on systems at the focal level creates network diversity, and the death and waste products of system components creates a nutrient buffer. In other words, system resilience can be seen in the entropy. This leads us to the threshold of dynamical model discovery for ecosystems as a whole and is the basis informing our search for the right variables. Some candidate variables that can be remotely sensed are shown here. We propose to explore empirical dynamic modelling techniques to determine if there are commonalities in the manifold topologies of mature and restoring ecosystems within a given ecosystem type, while another approach is to try to benchmark the mutual emergence of selected variables in each category and the statistical relationships between them. The concept is cross-disciplinary and proposes intensive field study by ecologists in order to cross-validate remotely sensed signatures. Looking to the emergence of stable complexity, this includes analysis of species interactions, measuring network stability, trophic coherence and functional diversity, and image analysis of spatial complexity, as well as site-specific biological metrics of ecosystem health. Finally, a second phase proposes to test what has been learned in a socio-ecological setting of the same ecosystem type. Core components of the design are the research base, a working farm living laboratory of agroecology from which data is intensively collected and analysed and regional best practice formulated, an outreach hub working to support local farmers' participation, and the development of an ecological data collection app with agro-ecosystem decision support features. Methods for quantifying, valuing, and attributing credits can be developed and tested during this stage, and potential for economic impacts and benefits to farmers can be simulated and analysed.